Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Seems like I've been gone for quite a few weeks. I've had a bout of COVID, my first to be honest, and it wasn't that good. The first week was dreadful. The second week I started to pick up a little bit, but I haven't really been anywhere. I haven't felt like going anywhere. So it's a couple of weeks, more than a couple of weeks into it, and I'm determined to get out this morning for something approaching a proper walk. I've only gone 200 yards and I'm out of breath. Plus it's rained for days and I've never seen the roads quite so wet as I have this morning. So I'm not sure what walking across ploughed fields is going to be like. Anyhow, today's walk, it's a local one. It starts at a little hamlet called Potterton, and I'm just going to, there's a circular walk that takes you to the village of Aberford and then back. Not quite sure I'll get that far because of how I feel and because of the state of the fields. I mean, look at this. Is this a drainage channel? I guess it is, yes, because it's like a little bridge. But in all the times I've been here, I've never seen this. Anyhow, it's good to be out. I'll go as far as I can, as far as I feel like. Hopefully I won't get washed away or stuck in any quagmires. But I hope you can join me and enjoy this pleasant-ish now February morning. It's quite still, stopped raining. It's not as cold as I thought it was. I think somebody is going to have wet feet. When I started my channel, I had a rough idea what I wanted to do on it. Country walks is a big part of it, but what I found as I've got a little bit older, especially since COVID, I tend to go on the same walks a lot of the time, and when I look on YouTube, the successful people, I mean, it seems incredibly hard work, and they're always trying to find something bigger, something better than the last time, and that seems to be the trap of it. Especially if you start making money, you just keep always having to outdo yourself, and I'm too old and too tired for that. Although I did write a long list of exciting projects I was going to do, of which I hope some of them I might do. But generally, I'm just a guy who's getting older, who likes to go out for walks, and sometimes can't be bothered driving far from home. It really is beautiful, a night after the rain, isn't it? And so that gives me my predicament that I might be doing the same walks over and over. But I was thinking about that this morning. Oh, look at this. Basically a wide hedge between the fields, stroke a little wood. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning, and I thought, you know what, I don't think it really matters, because if I did this walk every month of the year, hang on, this is why I like this walk. It's quite high ground to the east of Leeds, and you get some quite good views. That's the village of Barrick over there. Yeah, I was thinking that if I did this walk every month of the year, it's worthwhile, because every month of the year this walk looks different, and there's going to be different things to see. So that's just a way of explaining that you might see the same walk from time to time. Blimey. It's only this first bit that's as bad as this. Actually gets better and goes on to some proper tracks once we reach the farm in the distance. Anyway, if you've any comments on the type of videos I should be making, whether I should be doing the same ones over and over, or always trying to be bigger and better and more impressive than the last video, then do let me know. A hare there, guys. I don't know if you can see it. No, just running across the field to the trees. Not doing bad. Badger and a hare. Now the path, I'm sure, does go straight across here. Just trying to think. I think this may be the last real tricky section up as far as the farm. It's incredible watching the seasons change. Church bells at Barrick, calling the faithful to prayer and worship. Yeah, I said the seasons, it changes almost daily, almost weekly, and even this morning now the rain stopped, the birds are singing, and it's starting to feel almost spring-like, whereas 4 weeks ago we were just stuck in the depths of winter, long dark nights, cold grey days. So yeah, if you ever catch me grumbling, tell me not to, because it doesn't really matter what kind of a day it is when you go out. It's just good to be out. And I love this tree. It's just a pity the hedgerow that used to go with it isn't there anymore. I mean, the hedgerows, I'm not an expert. If you are, you've got anything to say, then please leave a comment below. But I'm guessing the hedgerows, apart from being an absolute haven for wildlife, probably would help with all this runoff of water. And ultimately, I guess, flooding. Because apart from soaking up the water, two fields really, one with a hedgerow, or kind of, and one without a hedgerow. It's pretty simple. And I thought it was all bad news because somebody was telling me that the EU Brexit situation, the law had changed recently in the UK, which meant farmers that didn't care, of which there are a fair few, were going to be ripping up hedgerows, making ever bigger fields, destroying habitat and harming wildlife. So it was all doom and gloom. But then I noticed recently a farm near where I live that must have ripped up all its hedgerows 30-40 years ago, has just got acres and acres of fields like this, has trouble with flooding. They've just planted miles and miles of hedgerows, which really made me smile, made me happy. So if you do know about the current situation in the UK, leave a comment below. See you at the top. Okay, so the path to the left will take you up to the A64. It's a mile or so that way, and this way through the farm will take you to Aberford or back across towards Barwick and Potterton. been trying to work out what the bangs are. And you often hear people shooting in these parts. But if they're shooting, it does seem like pretty rapid fire. But this time on the morning, is it fireworks? I'm not sure. Someone letting fireworks off over by Barrack, 10 o'clock in the morning. Let me know in the comments. There is a hall just up there. You can see the walled garden. I can't remember what it is. I'll put it on the screen. Lovely walled garden there. So we're heading down towards Aberford now. I always wonder this field that we're walking through. I guess this was the open parkland that was in front of the hall. It's lovely in summer. I once walked across it in the fog. It was gorgeous. I'm not going to Aberford. It's you can walk for hours around here. You can walk all day. It's just miles and miles of paths and tracks. But I'm, as I expected, finding the going pretty tough. So I'll be heading back soon. And I'll bring you back out this way when the weather's nicer, because in spring it's delightful around here. That's what makes me think it's fireworks, because every so often there's a big boom. So you do hear fireworks sometimes, don't you, through the day, and I never really get it. It's maybe they're close to the sell-by date and they're having to use them up. If you know, as always, let me know in the comments. But there's the hall. I think it used to be something to do with the National Grid, like the headquarters or something. No idea what it's used for these days. But look, catkins. Spring is coming, and there is no stopping it. So you go straight on here to Aberford and turn right to go back to Potterton. The only tricky bit, well, apart from the last few tricky bits, might be this next little bit. I've got to cross the valley of the Cock Beck, the River Cock, in a couple of places, and all this water that you've seen flooding off the fields is only going to one place, and that's there. So plan B has always been to turn around and go back. Let's see how we go. So this isn't the river, this is just, I think, a drainage ditch. Yeah, some brave souls have actually walked across it. Won't be so bad in dry weather. Might have actually been easier than the way I came, but look at this. You might have heard me talking in other videos about Becca Banks. It's a 5 kilometre ancient ancient earthwork. It runs from here, excuse me, through Aberford and out the other side. It's probably from the Bronze Age, I think. Some geese. Yeah, it's really interesting area. I think it was like an ancient settlement that was protected by this giant earthwork, and it's still very clear in places, like 5,000 years on. Maybe just got here in time. Whether the water level's rising or falling. A slight deviation. That's coming from, is that coming from the river? I think it is. Yeah, it's coming. There's beautiful horses here. Blimey. Hello. A bit wet, aren't you, mate? We climb up from the valley. That's one obstacle. But then we have to go back down. So let's see what it's like further up. I'll see you at the top. It's turning into a glorious day. I think the sun's going to come out. So we're about halfway between Aberford and Barwick. The road's just beyond the field. Left to Aberford, right to Barwick. I'm intrigued by the bangs. I really am. We could go to the end of the farm track and turn left then right into the Parlington estate. That'll take you over to Garforth, into Leeds, or back into Aberford, and then on the lanes over towards Sherburn Helmet, Tadcaster. It really fascinates me, this network of paths here in the UK that have, I mean, it's not an exaggeration to say they've been here for thousands and thousands of years. Becca Banks, that we've crossed over and will cross over again, has been there for 5,000 years. So there were paths linking all the communities before, long before cars and buses. And it is fascinating how, I guess, you could get from one end of the UK to the other almost, using roads minimally. Anyway, we just passed through this farmyard. We're going to go right and then back down into the valley. This might be where I turn back. Let's just, let's just see. Well, see how it goes. Nope. if I can, I don't really want to go back, because actually where I'm parked isn't a million miles from here, but it depends. And very soon after I go through the gate, the path starts to go uphill, but it just depends what it's like, I suppose, at the other side of the gate. Let's see. Feet are properly wet. I don't suppose wet feet ever killed you, did it? I try not to be foolhardy when I'm out, and I know flooded rivers and fields are dangerous, and this may well be as far as I get. Yep. The path is just there. I wouldn't normally do this, but I don't think they're really deep channels, and I haven't got the energy to walk back. And I have got my map app open, and I'm following the footpath to the centimetre. Oh, what a beautiful, look at that. It's incredible. Sorry about the soundtrack, folks. It's been going on for about an hour now. That's the path. This is the banking of an ancient pond. That I'm very pleased is here today. So all that is just runoff that we've just come through. All that is just runoff from the fields. And as you can see, we've not where I am, but where this path is, we've come up maybe a metre in 50 metres, so the water's getting less. And that's the end of it. I think I'm going to have a cup of tea actually. You know, when your feet squelch. They haven't done this for a while. I think with a decent pair of wellies you might have been okay today. What a spot, eh? There you go, folks. Thanks for bearing with me. I was getting a bit worried. I really didn't want to go back. But we're past the worst of it now. So we just follow this hedge, which eventually becomes a lane and takes us back to where we started. I'm not going to stop for a cuppa, not unless I find somewhere nice to sit down. And I'll get back to you in a while. We're just coming up to Becca Banks now. You can actually see the line of it. And still quite distinctive here. But yeah, here you go, folks. We're walking in the steps of our ancestors from 5,000 years ago. A lot of where the bank is, it's like a natural escarpment that would have took you to if we'd have gone closer to Aberford. But in a lot of places, it's been dug out by hand. A ditch that I'm standing in here, and then the banking, which from what I've seen on TV programmes had then put a wooden fencing along the top to keep the wolves and bears and marauding tribes out. And when the weather's a bit warmer and I'm a bit drier, I do sort of get all romantic, imaginative about people standing in this same spot for thousands and thousands of years. Kind of blows my mind a little bit. And I think it continues the other way and this is sort of where it starts, I think, roughly around here. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then it goes all the way, as I say, the other side of Aberford to an area called Hayton Wood. So a few muddy fields, onto a track, and I'm on my way back. Oh, 2 deer. I don't think you can see them right in the distance. What was it like on your walk today? I've no doubt I'll get asked when I get home. A nice grassy path along the side of some running water will be the answer. For about 200 or 300 metres at least. There we go then, folks, almost back. That's where we came from. That's where we're going. Village of Barrack, just on the left. And another one of these ancient lanes. Now going this way, this would take you to what is now North Leeds, corner Bardsey, Scarcroft, and onwards north. think from a time before when I looked at the map, there's a medieval village in this field here. I'm guessing there's still a settlement at Potterton. I don't know much about it, but it does say medieval village. But that's it for today. Feels a bit like a comeback video. While I've been off, I haven't really done anything. First week I made a video about planting bonsai tree seeds, which was about as much as I could manage. And then last week I made a video where I set the camera up in the greenhouse and filmed some blackbirds feeding. This is the first. And I've been on a few short walks with the dog, like 10 minutes, just to get some fresh air. This is the first what you'd call a proper walk, and it's not really that even. It's about 5 kilometres. Would normally take me an hour. It's taken me about 2.5. But at least I'm back at it, and if I pass through this ordeal unscathed, I've got plans for quite a few videos over the next couple of weeks. So I've got a little bit of holiday from my part-time job. So I'm going to spend the time doing what I like most, hopefully being outside. But if you have enjoyed the video, please do consider liking it, give it a big thumbs up. Tell all your friends about this channel. If you've liked it, share some of the videos. Please feel free to comment on anything I might have got wrong, or any interesting information about the places I've passed on today's walk. I'd love to hear from you. Please also consider subscribing. It really does help the channel get off the ground. I think we're up to about 133 subscribers now, and every single one who clicks that subscribe button helps. But for now, I'll say thank you very much for watching, bearing with me as I huff and puff and grumble my way around the Yorkshire countryside on this fine but soggy morning. But until the next time, I'll say cheerio.